What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Grab My Banner podcast. We have a gigantic episode for you here today. We have our first ever interview with one of my personal favorite data miners out there in the community at SomeoneWhoLeaks, SWL. We will be talking to him about everything from what's coming up in the next events in Season 7, what's happening beyond that in Season 8, and what's happening with the future of heirlooms. So stick around, catch that interview. Someone Who Leaks, he's awesome. Can't wait to have him back on the show. But before we get into that, we had our first ever Apex Legends Grab My Banner boxing tournament this week, and this is how it went. Here we go. It is the championship fight. Jimmy Creepers using the Octane. Coochie Lord with the Bloodhound, both speedy characters, Kyle. This could be an interesting fight.
This is going to be a great fight. I'm so excited.
All right, here we go. Fight!
Go, go, go.
All right.
He's going in.
He's going in. The Coochie Lord is chasing right after the Creeper.
Oh, no. He punched
First
him in the
punch.
fence.
Coochie Lord into the fence. Oh, no, he goes back. Jimmy Creepers. The Grim Reaper. The Grim Reaper. The Grim Reaper. Oh, my God. That was fun.
Holy shit.
That was fun, dude.
Yeah, it was great.
That was, when we finished that, I looked at Kyle, I was like, that was awesome.
Dude, some of the contestants that we've had that joined into that fight were not only amazing guys and people, and girls too, but amazing people to just fucking chill with and talk. That was awesome, but some of them were insane.
Yeah.
Jimmy Creepers. Jimmy the Reaper Creepers. Dude, guy's insane fighter.
Yeah, Jimmy Creepers ends up taking the championship from the Coochie Lord. It was a grand finals that I think everybody expected, and when you watch it over, and we're going to have it up on our TikTok, up on our YouTube, so if you guys want to see the final fight, go ahead and check it out. Coochie Lord missed by 1 inch on Jimmy Creepers.
That fight, it is one punch from going an entirely different way.
Yeah, this could be a complete different outcome just by a few inches, and Jimmy Creepers was able to adapt, back out, go back in, hit him off the fence, and then get that win. But it was incredible. And going back to what Brian said, we met so many cool people, and it was a little stressful at first, but once we started to get our personalities, our main guys in there, and over and over and over again, have them play and fight, like Brian said, there was so many cool people that joined in, and I cannot wait. We're going to be having another boxing tournament this weekend. I know it's a holiday, so we're expecting a little bit more snafus, and I don't think we're going to be able to avoid that. But as we do more and more of these things, it's going to get easier and easier to do them moving forward. If you want to be a part of the Grab My Banner boxing fight night tournament, don't forget you got to join Discord first. Get into that Discord, get active in the community, and then when it comes around for another tournament, I can pick you out and be like, all right, I see you in here. You've been doing good. I'm going to put you in. I want you to fight. And we're gonna keep our main fighters in there because we've got a solid top 5 power rankings. Who you got sitting at your top 5, Brian?
I mean, I think we have to put Jimmy up at the top after that performance, with a close second being Coochie. Coochie was also insane, dominant in all of his fights. Neither of these guys lost a fight until they got to the finals. Then Coochie, obviously Jimmy's undefeated, the undisputed champion right now.
Yeah.
I will say that I do think that pound for pound, alerted Furball is one of the best fighters out there, although I still think I could take him any fucking day.
Brian, hold on, Kyle. We got to talk to Brian about his performance. Brian, what the fuck?
Yeah,
listen, nobody beat me but the fence.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. All you had to do was avoid the fence. And I honestly, Brian, you got really good as it went along. But the beginning first, what was it, 4 fights,
Kyle?
Fights? He just bounced off the fence 5 times.
You got beat up by something that doesn't even move.
And your first fight against Jimmy, you say it was luck. He owned you.
Listen, he hit me one time. I got hit into the fence. And then I was stunned the rest of the time. What can I say? It was luck. Against Coochie, that was great dodging, great placement. Against me, he just got a lucky shot on.
I think you.
I thought you got your ass whooped by Coochie. I think Alerted Furball had a tough one against you. His first fight against you was very close.
Wait, did you fight Coochie Lord?
Oh yeah, I
Coochie
did.
Lord beat the shit out of you, though.
Coochie Lord fucking dominated me.
Yeah, no, Alerted Furball got close because he punched you off. And then you grappled back up, and you hit him three straight punches, and then he just hit you on that last one.
I get knocked out of the ring. hit through the fence like 2 times. I'm pretty much one shot up dead playing Pathfinder. I get back up to the top. I grapple over the rails, and I miss the kick. He is probably the most fun I had fighting because it was so competitive back and forth.
And he's fun to talk to too.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like some of those guys we can't talk to because they're on, you know, different platforms and they don't have their mics set up for that. But Alerted Furball we were able to talk to. Kyle, who's your top 5? What's your power rankings?
I love Jimmy, the Grim Reaper Creepers. I gave him the nickname, and I really think he's top dog. But the Coochie Lord, man,
He's up there.
Coochie's boogeyman, dude. He comes out, and he might be able to take the title next week. I really hope that he does, man. I think it'd be wild if he did.
Yeah.
So that's your top 2, and you are comparing Coochie to John Wick there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Coochie's John Wick, man. He's
in a battle of personalities, the Coochie Lord is a complete opposite from Jimmy Creepers because Jimmy likes to talk, he likes to type a lot. Whenever I would interview Coochie Lord after the match, he would just say one-word answers, or he'd say or or whatever. He's completely different personality. He's not flamboyant at all. He just likes to state his case, get in the ring, and he likes to fight. That's it.
Well, I remember the fight after I boxed him and he dominated me. You asked him, how did it feel? And his reply was, meh.
It was meh, and that's kind of embarrassing.
I was like, damn.
That probably hurt more than getting knocked into the fence.
A little bit.
Okay, yeah, I thought so. If I had to do my power rankings, I'm going Jimmy the Grim Reaper Creepers, Coochie Lord second, Alerted Furball. Nobody talks about Benny Boy 69.
Oh, dude, I got him up there.
Benny Boy's up there.
I think Benny Boy's actually third for me. Then Alerted.
Because in their fight, Alerted Furball and Benny Boy fought, but it was a one-punch. Well, it was an all-out brawl. They wasted no time.
It wasn't Alerted. It was Alerted. It was Benny and Jimmy that had that fight.
Oh, Benny and Jimmy.
Benny
and they
and
just
Jimmy,
went
head-to-head.
into they just started punching each other middle of the ring. The fight must have lasted maybe 5 seconds, and it was just punches back and forth. But Benny Boy's my fourth. He's kind of tied there with Alerted Furball. I could see either of them going to that top 3 spot. And then I think Knight does YouTube. Yeah. And Brian wasn't, like I said, Brian got better as the day went along. So I'd put Brian at least 5th or 6th.
I mean, you'll hear it throughout that entire fight night. Is all of them were stating, "I don't want to fight Jimmy."
Yeah,
he's
none of
the
them
one
wanted
guy. I don't. Nico did not want to fight Jimmy. Like
Nope.
all these guys didn't want to fight Jimmy, and then Jimmy comes out and goes, in his humble interview that you guys are about to hear, he comes out and goes, I didn't want to fight Coochie. I think Coochie's one of the best fighters in this league and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, we're actually going to send it on down to our interview with our champion, Jimmy Creepers. He's a young kid, but he's got a great head on his shoulders. We got a chance to talk to him before the show. So, without further ado, let's send it on down to our champion, the young Jimmy Creepers. All right, we are here with the first ever champion of the Grab My Banner Fight Night, Jimmy Creepers, Jimmy the Grim Reaper Creepers. Jimmy, I want you to walk me through that tournament. When you first start off, things were going, it was a little haywire at first, but we started to nail things down, and you were dominating from start to finish. Walk me through that.
First of all, my the guy I was supposed to fight didn't show up for the first fight, and I had to fight Brian because my guy wasn't there. And I just want to say, he says that's luck, but I still think I kicked the crap out of him.
Okay, so I wanted to get into that a little bit more too, and I'm sure Brian, because all of us are here ready to ask you some questions. I'm sure Brian wants to get into it as well, but that Brian rivalry, you fought him the first time, it wasn't even close, and then the second time, it was just, I would say it was a little closer, but it wasn't really, anything insane. How was it fighting Brian?
I mean, the second one was a challenge, but the first one, not so much.
Would you consider Brian a threat at all in this boxing tournament?
Really depends who you're asking. For me, no, I don't.
Listen, you did 50% of the damage to me. The fence did the rest of the work with a stun.
Listen, man, the fence also made me win, so I got to give some credit to the fence.
And Brian, you did run into the fence like 5 times in your first 4 fights.
Listen, it took me some time to figure out the boundaries. Once I found the boundaries, I was fine.
When was the moment you realized you're like, oh shit, I can actually win this tournament? When was that first moment?
I think it was either the fight, like the Brian fight, like the second one, or the after that one. because I was realizing you guys started making nicknames. People were like putting hits on me and stuff. Like it was just really intense, and I was like, wait a minute, I could actually win this.
Now, let's get into the finals. You had to go up against who I consider, and I think everybody at this table considers, the second best fighter.
No, he is the best fighter. That fight we had, he just missed that punch, and that would have knocked me into the fence, and then he could have like done what I did to him. But we are gonna have a rematch eventually, and we'll see who is the better fighter.
So would you say that even though he is the better fighter, you are the more opportunistic fighter?
Yeah, I would say.
Jimmy, this is Kyle. I got a question for you. I was wondering why you did the Octane pick.
You see, Octane plays down his jump pad, play around it if the enemy's aggressive. Eventually, you can probably either hit them onto it or they'll fly by themselves. And if you're hit, you can just regen health now that they buffed it, so now it's actually regenerating health. And if they're not Octane, you can just run around in circles until you get full health and then beat the crap out of them. So, yes, Octane was my go-to pick.
Outside of Coochie Lord, then who would you say would be the toughest fighter you had to go against in this, other than me, of course?
In your dreams. Anyways, I think there was one fight that I just kept on exchanging hits for.
It was Benny Boy. It was Benny Boy 69.
Yeah,
that
Benny.
was one of the best fights. If you could give me your power rankings, your top 3 fighters so far here in this league, give me your top 3.
I would say Cooch, me, and Furball. Because Furball did get really high up. And we did play, together. And we did do some, practice for fun matches together. And we were pretty equal.
Before this tournament, you were just Jimmy Creepers from Discord. And then Kyle comes on the mic and just says after a fight, he's like the Grim Reaper. And then after that, that's when your nickname changed. How dope was that to hear you get yourself a nickname?
I didn't actually know of it at first, but then Rose, and when we were in that match in the Discord call, we were she was like, "Yo, they're giving you a nickname," and I was like, "Wait, really?" And that was pretty cool, to be honest. Just to be known of me being a really good fighter in Apex, and then just being named it's like a cool nickname too. I really like it.
All right, well, that is Jimmy the Grim Reaper Creepers. He didn't lose a single fight, won the first ever Grab My Banner Fight Night challenge. He is our champion until further notice. Jimmy, congratulations.
Thanks, man. Hopefully it's his second, too.
Yep, hopefully. All right, thank you. Stand-up guy. He's a stand-up guy.
Modest.
He's very modest.
I really like him, man. I like him.
He takes it seriously. He's a younger kid as well, but you can tell he's got a good head on his shoulders. He's not trying. We gave him opportunities to be cocky. We gave him chances to be like, hey, strut your stuff. He doesn't want to strut his stuff. He still thinks Coochie Lord's the best fighter. He thinks he will say, I think I got lucky on that one. It's not that he's not confident. He just knows. He looks at it and he's like, I barely got away with that one, but I will be better next time.
I think he has a self-awareness in it, and I think if you asked him, he'd probably say he would go 6-4 with Coochie.
Yeah.
And that was one of the 4 right now. But that being said, I think he also understands that he has the talent level to completely flip that on its head.
Yeah, and he definitely does. All right, so now let's get into our Raise Energy question of the day. What Netflix show or movie, or any TV show really for that matter, would the legends watch? What do you think each legends would be watching at home when they got some free time?
I'm trying to think of even where to start. What legend do we start with?
I'm going to start. I'm going to start with Wraith because I feel like she is the most basic person of all time. She's watching shows like The Office, but she doesn't actually watch. She just says she watches because everybody says they watch. She's watching shows like Supernatural, Riverdale, The Vampire Diaries. She's just watching dark, sappy love stories that have a lot of drama involved. That's what Wraith's watching.
She went to the Twilight premieres.
All of them.
All 4
of them. Would she? Okay, no. This is what describes Wraith. She would wear the shirt that says, I only like boys who sparkle. That popular shirt that came out with Twilight.
Oh, yeah. That thing.
I hate that shirt.
You would see that in some of the junior high girls and stuff.
Yep.
Used to wear that way back when it was coming out.
Yeah.
That would be a Wraith.
Yeah, 100%.
The other easiest one for me is Caustic is watching Dexter. He's watching Dexter 100%.
He's watching Breaking Bad too. I also got
You
that.
guys had Dexter and Breaking Bad. I had How to Get Away with Murder.
Well, yeah, that
That's
too.
a
But
solid
here's
one.
the reason why I don't think he watched that show. He already knows how. He's probably done it multiple
probably-
times.
He's watching it and critiquing them.
Yeah. Oh, that actually makes sense. Maybe he's watching like Forensic Files
Yeah,
or something.
Forensic Files. Solid
Just
one.
when he gets bored.
Really? He's watching Forensic Files. Oh yeah, my greatest hits.
Yeah, exactly. No, when he's watching Forensic Files, he's laughing at it like we would laugh at shows that we think are funny.
He's
Like he'd be
watching-
looking at it and be watching like, what an idiot.
Just
making
watching
mistakes.
Watching Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, just laughing, just having a great
Yeah,
time.
this is a great show.
Yeah.
It's a great show. It's a great show, great movie. If you ever haven't seen Silence of the Lambs, please go watch it, and you will understand what goes on in Caustic's head. Just pay attention to Hannibal.
Makes a lot of sense. I think Caustic every week it is so easy to nail Caustic because he's just funny to hit.
His personality is so defined
Yeah.
that I feel like it's just easy. You know what it reminds me of? He reminds me of Krieger.
Krieger from Archer.
From Archer.
I was thinking that too.
That's probably what he came from. They have the same haircut.
Same haircut, same personality.
Everything, bro.
Both mad scientists. Both have this thing where they want to kill people, but at the same time, they'll still stand up for somebody else, what they deem is just, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely
That's
Krieger.
That's pretty spot on.
That is so
You know
spot on.
what?
You know what?
I
He
think
is. That's where he came from.
Definitely Krieger.
Yep.
There's no way. I'm gonna tweet some devs. I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna keep tweeting it every time they
Mm-hmm.
tweet. I'm gonna ask because I think that's the answer
Like,
right
yo.
there.
Oh, dude.
Speaking of Archer, because I had Archer down as well. I think Mirage watches Archer because he sees a lot of himself in the character Archer.
Yeah, I agree.
I just figured he watched the mirror.
Well, he could watch that too.
Like he just looks at the mirror all day. That's
You
all.
see, like he would get he wouldn't be bored watching himself in the mirror.
No, because there's a million of them. They're always doing something different.
Yeah. No, he wouldn't be bored.
I actually had him down as being a huge Pauly D fan, watching Jersey Shore all day.
Just fist bump.
I could definitely see Mirage at one point in his life rocking the blowout. Loba is all reality TV. Keeping Up with the Kardashians. She Love is Blind. All reality TV shows.
Dude, I had
The
her.
Bachelor, Bachelorette.
Yes, definitely watches The Bachelorette. and
See,
shit like
I
that.
had her as that like Sex in the City
Mm-hmm.
or Grey's Anatomy or something like that. It's like you watch it. It's like it's really not as sophisticated as you thought it was.
I just can't see. I can't see her watching anything else.
Well, Nip Tuck.
Yeah, maybe that too.
You know that's where she found out how to get her surgery. Because there's no
shit.
way.
Don't
Get
that's
out.
don't
Don't
do
do
this,
it.
Brian.
Dude, listen,
Don't
Don't
do
do this to me,
I'm
Brian.
calling her
I'm
out
gonna
on
fight
it.
you.
I'm calling her out on it. Loba is plastic.
No, don't
Loba-
say that.
Loba's not. It's not real.
No, she's real. She's got to be real. She's got to be real.
She's real deal James Neal.
At least the cheeks are real.
The
you,
cheeks
you
gotta be
can't.
real.
Maybe other
Listen,
parts.
The
You gotta
titties
say
might
the
be
cheek.
fake, but the cheeks.
You gotta say the cheeks
she
are real.
definitely got some implants in there. She had them, and it is what it is. We know it. We know it.
No,
Don't do this to me.
don't do it
dude.
to me.
Listen,
Don't
let
do this.
let the community decide that one. How's that?
I can let them figure
Community
that out.
vote. Community vote. What is it? Loba's cheeks. They real? They fake?
We'll let the community decide. I'll make a TikTok of it. We'll let the community decide.
Okay.
So, how about this? I got one for Revenant because we're talking about Loba's dark past. Revenant's got a pretty dark side to him too, and I have him down for 1,000 ways to die.
Yeah, that makes
I could
sense.
see that.
He's trying to figure out
He's
how to
try-
kill. He's trying to figure out how to die.
He's trying to figure out how to
Clearly,
die.
He's just trying to figure out. He's like, please.
Along that same plane of somebody who's just so a show, I was thinking Gibraltar loves cooking shows because he's a fat piece of shit and I hate him.
Are we talking about Guy's Big Bite?
Yes, anything cooking show.
Anything Guy Fieri too,
Any-
I think
yeah.
is also there.
I hate Gibraltar so much. Can I just say that? I hate him. I hate him
He's the most annoying character to 1v1.
by far.
By
And
far.
it seems like I'm always getting stuck with one in my face. I hate him so much. He's watching cooking shows, getting fat as shit. He's got diners, drive-ins, and dives DVR'd. There's a lot of D's. I just said.
DVR,
All
no.
seasons, they're
All of them are there. He's watching all of them. Do you guys got anything else?
I think Bloodhound watches Naked and Afraid, and also watches Man vs. Wild.
Oh, that makes sense. Anything on the Discovery Channel?
Yeah.
He's maybe watching some Animal Planet.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah, I
that.
can see that. I've got Pathfinder as iRobot and Terminator.
Yeah.
I also have Pathfinder as watching, the late night TV shows where they try to sell you like a washing machine. He's watching those.
The infomercial.
Dude,
He's watching
watching the
infomercials.
infomercial.
That's literally his dating site.
Yeah. All right, well, that should just about wrap up the Raise Energy question of the week. Don't forget to head on down to repsports.com where you can use code BANNER, BANNER, for 15% off all of their products. I love the Raise Energy. Raise Energy, my favorite flavor right now is the Apollo. It's the red, white, and blue one. It tastes just like one of those Rocket Pops. By far my favorite flavor. What's your favorite flavor, Brian?
I'd still go that Baja. That Baja one
Tastes just like a Baja Mountain Dew?
Yes, with coconut water.
Awesome.
They got this Sunburst one that's pretty delicious. I like that one too.
Yeah, so go ahead and use code BANNER, 15% off. Raise Energy question. We appreciate them. All right, now let's get into the most exciting part of the show. We got to interview a very prominent data miner in the Apex Legends community at SomeoneWhoLeaks. You need to be following this guy on Twitter if you want to know what's coming up in Apex, and we've got a packed interview with him. So let's send it on down to SWL, Someone Who Leaks. What's up, guys? I'm here with Someone Who Leaks. Follow him on Twitter. We're going to call him SWL today because that's his name on Twitter. But go ahead and follow Someone Who Leaks on Twitter for all of the latest information regarding the future of Apex Legends. SWL, thank you for joining us today, man. I really appreciate it.
No problem, man. How you doing?
Oh, I am doing fantastic. Now, I'm on your Twitter page right now. I'm looking at it. And in the description, I see Costco hot dog. Care to explain?
Finally, someone is, interested in why I have Costco hot dog as my bio.
Well, I asked the real questions here. That's this on this podcast we ask the hard-hitting questions, and that's the one that came to my mind first. What's going on with the Costco hot dog?
It's my contact in my girlfriend's phone.
Oh, okay.
She one day just said, "I'm going to call you Costco hot dog." No clue why. And it's been like that for about 3 months.
So like most couples, they say, "Hey babe," like "Hey baby," and she just calls you Costco hot dog.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. That's awesome.
It's great.
All right. Well, SWL, I wanted to start off. How did you get started in data mining? Because it's a very weird, not a whole lot of people know what it's all about. But how did you get started doing what you do?
It's funny because back in season 2 of Apex, my friend Dave, that one mining guy, we were in a random queue and we just kind of formed a friendship. And then from there, we started a Discord, The Mine, which I own now. And he ended up teaching me how to data mine for a little while. After that, he quit Apex. So it was me, Tobias, and Shrugtle pretty much left in the community. So I took it upon myself to learn how to data mine after an extensive amount of looking at what Dave used to do.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I also wanted just to understand the process. What is a normal day like when you wake up and you're like, "Yo, I'm gonna go mine that data today"? What is that process? Walk me through that.
Well, really, it's mostly the big days are when a patch drops. So take season 7 for example. We just wait. Everyone who data mines pretty much waited up to stay up and get the update and do it as fast as possible. We would open up Legion, which was how we extracted models, but as for season 7, it didn't work until about 2 weeks in, so we couldn't do anything there. So we used the VPK extractor from Titanfall. In that case, we were able to extract all the English dev files and read through the code. And we all spent about, it depends, but I spent about 4 hours doing it, just reading through and seeing what I could find.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about hours upon hours of work. And that at some point you got to realize and ask yourself, what makes it enjoyable for you getting that information out into the Apex community? Because I mean, you could just do it all for yourself, really, if you wanted to, but you have something that makes it enjoyable. What is that for you?
It's the fact that most data miners actually provide hype to the community, opposed to the developers of this game. We all sit in darkness until some leaker comes out and says, "Hey, look what's coming out in the future." Like, what are we going to look forward to? Another just boring collection event, have no clue what we're going to get out of it, whether we want to save our money for it or not. But then, if we have leaks, we at least know, hey, we're getting the Gibraltar heirloom, we're getting the Fight Night event at the end of the year, something like that. The devs need to communicate more, and that would probably stop some of the leaks, honestly.
Do you think that there's a bad relationship between devs and data miners because of what you guys do? Do you think that that relationship is kind of sour?
I don't believe so, not in all cases. Some definitely, as I've had cases of developers of the game in my Discord and not approving of what we do at all, kind of almost spying in a sense.
Mhm.
But as for the rest, I've not had any bad interactions with any of the devs.
Now, is Apex the first game that you've done this for?
Yeah, Apex is indeed the first game. It's a lot of my first. It's my first person shooter. It's the first game I've ever data mined, and it's also the first game that I actually got serious in when it came out. When it came, to competitive.
So now, what are some predictions that you've seen based on the future of Season 7 as far as events go, LTMs, any teasers?
As for teasers, I believe I've talked about this with another data miner, a Russian data miner named Rimsky. He and I both believe that there will be a ship that Shrugged leaked a while back, similar to the Respawn ship. It's gold and black, and it might have something to involve. It might involve something with Blisk, the Season 8 legend.
Oh.
As for events, Fight Night should be coming out in January with the Gibraltar Heirloom and the Pathfinder Point of Interest.
Okay, Fight Night. What is Fight Night?
It is the Season 7 collection event that will have the Gibraltar Heirloom, the Pathfinder POI, and it should consist of a couple skins that have banner frames in the Battle Pass, excluding Wraith and Octane.
Okay, awesome. I'm excited to hear that. That's going to be really cool to see. Now, is there ever anything that you find that you're like, I think I should hold on to this because we don't want to throw this out into the community and just spoil something that's going to be really cool? Do you and other data miners have that conversation?
Yes, to an extent. I used to do that a lot with Tobias, but we kind of dropped that relationship of we're going to hide this and we're going to hold it back. As you could see from a while ago when he toasted all of the legends leading up to Season 13, that was kind of when we went off the deep end. And for me, it was back in Season 6 when I leaked Ash as the Season 9 legend.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that too. So I've gone through the tweets. You are dead set that Blisk is coming in Season 8. Is that like dead set? That's confirmed?
I wouldn't say confirmed as anything subject to change, but I am positive that Blisk will be coming in Season 8, as there is quite a lot leading towards him, and there's nothing opposing it as of right now.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting because Ash was introduced to us, end of Season 5, and it's kind of crazy that she won't be coming out until Season 9, you're saying?
Yeah, yes.
Do you think there's any reason for that?
I believe that is because she has issues with Blisk and almost wants revenge, and Blisk coming to the games would give her a reason to join them, and then there's going to be issues between her and Horizon. So it's just a whole case of reasoning as to why she wants to join the games, and Blisk seems to be the only reason right now.
Awesome. So now we have Christmas coming up. There's a lot of things going on. We're probably going to get those Christmas skins back. I've already seen some of the stuff that's come out on Twitter, but I wanted to ask one major question because the community was kind of on fire, especially on Reddit after Halloween when the bundles came out and they were like an arm and a leg to just get some of these skins. With the Christmas bundles coming, have you seen anything to suggest that it's just going to be bundles, or are there going to be some standalone items that aren't, super expensive and crazy priced?
It seems like a lot of it will be standalone coming in this event, but I know but I can't say that for everything since Rampart's skin will be a standalone as well as a bundle.
Yeah, because that whole situation was kind of crazy. It was like an insane amount of money for
for like nothing really.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So now, let's talk Season 8. You have Blisk. You believe it to be Blisk. It's not confirmed, but you believe it to be Blisk. Any other predictions as far as maybe a potential map change with either any of the 3 maps in rotation, or maybe some weapons on the way?
Well, it seems like there's a good chance that Olympus will be changed in Season 8. Hopefully it won't turn orange again and be absolutely destroyed. I don't think that's what the community really wants for Olympus. But as for weapons, there's a good chance that we will get either the Winchester assault rifle or the crossbow. Winchester assault rifle being similar to the G7, it uses heavy ammo. And the crossbow being, our first new ammo type in the game. It's a bow, and it seems to have 3 specialty arrows. As for what they do, that is, we can't determine that right now.
Are you only able to go through that code and information anytime there's a big update, or are there smaller updates where you've been able to find some stuff and be like, okay, there's something coming?
Yeah, the smaller patches are although they don't seem as important, they can be, such as the other day when they released the update that gave 10 Battle Pass stars to, everyone in the game. They added the Gibraltar heirloom to the files, Loba's new skin, Revenant's new skin, and the new Spitfire skin.
Okay, so even those small patches are able to spur some of that information for the community. Now, I got some questions from the other guys on the pod because they were interested as well.
All right.
Brian wants to know: is there anything that you found? What was the weirdest thing you found in the files? If you have an example.
A while back, was looking for, before Olympus came out, I was looking for stuff regarding it. And for a long time, one of the only things in the files was a file that was just called Olympus Fish.
Olympus Fish.
Yep.
With no explanation.
Nothing. It was just Olympus Fish.
There's still nothing there.
Yeah, it's still there's still Olympus Fish. You can go look. It's just Olympus Fish.
Awesome. That's really cool. I was also interested because you've talked a lot about, Shrugtoll and some of the other guys that are in the community. It sounds like you guys are like kind of like a tight-knit group, somewhat to say. And that's a little bit different than in other communities where people leak stuff like information, especially in sports. It's kind of interesting that you guys have that relationship. Do you guys, talk back and forth a lot?
Tobias and I do quite a lot. So does Winchester. Shrugtoll and I don't a lot. I know his Discord's not a big fan of me, which is, not a problem. But, yeah, we do. We talk a lot back and forth.
I also wanted to just say out loud, because I was thinking about this before the interview, being able to say that you're a data miner is probably one of the coolest things that you can say out loud. Like when people ask you what you do, you're just like, oh yeah, I mine data. That's probably one of the most badass things I've ever heard. Do you ever think about that? You're like, yeah, that's kind of sick.
I haven't, but now I am thinking about that, and now I kind of like that.
I'm glad that I brought it to your attention, because that's one of the coolest job titles ever. Like a lot of job titles, you're like, oh, I clean chimneys. Oh, I do this. Oh, I do that. I mine data. That's what you say. I mine data. That's badass.
I mine data. I may not make any profit off of it, but I mine it. Yep. And I mine it well.
Yep. Yes, you do. I also saw an interesting tweet from you a few weeks back. You said that there's rumblings that possibly there's going to be heirloom skins for, all the different heirlooms. Now, heirlooms are really cool, and I thought this was an interesting idea because heirlooms are awesome, but after a while, you have it in your hand forever and it looks the same all the time. It kind of loses that lure. It'd be really interesting if they were to put some skins on there. Any more information on that?
So about all I know is that there'll be heirloom bundles coming, which means you can buy maybe a pack with a skin in it. Let's just say the Voidwalker skin for this example. And rather than having the full 150 heirloom shards to get the actual heirloom, it might give you 50 out of the 150 so that you can buy more packs when they get released. There are heirloom weapon skins that are supposed to be coming out, which would be similar to the reactive skins at the end of the battle pass, but with a different spin on them. Not sure how that would work yet. I know that they're not supposed to be part of the battle pass. None of these are. And then the last one that I haven't talked about a lot because I'm still very leery on it is heirloom legend skins. Now, the reason I'm not too confident about any of these coming anytime soon is because they don't directly come from the files. It comes from an investor in EA. So the details are very hazy, but it seems that sometime in the future we'll get all three of these, and there's no way of telling what they'll be like until it comes around the files.
Now, heirloom legend skins, would that be just a skin dedicated to the heirloom for whoever? So like Wraith's, Wraith God or Kunai, that it would just be like a skin dedicated around that Kunai? Is that what that means?
Perhaps, but I think it means more so a rarity higher than legendary in the type of skin that it is. So while it may not be dedicated to her kunai at all, it could be just a really, really, really nice looking skin with maybe special effects that go along with it, custom animations, who knows.
Yeah, that's awesome. So now we've talked a lot. You've given us a lot of information. Thank you. I appreciate that. I want to talk about you in the game though. Do you ever get to play the game? Like you're always searching through the files. Do you ever get to play?
Honestly, I don't get to play a lot of these days. Like it does. I data mine and my actual job, I edit and I manage content for a couple YouTubers. And it consumes my time. I play on the weekends, but like probably like I don't know, like maybe 2 hours a day on the weekends. It's not bad, but
Not bad.
I'd like to be able to play a little more.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
miss the game.
Right now, it's probably at its funnest that I've played since day one. I probably enjoy it the most right now than I ever have.
Oh yeah, same.
Some other stuff for your future too. Do you see yourself moving on past Apex? Are there other games you're thinking about trying to get into mining, or is it more does each game change in difficulty? I guess is my main question.
Yeah, each game does change difficulty. A lot of people don't know this, but I data mined Valorant for a very long time on a separate Twitter account that has been deleted now. But yeah, each one does vary in skill level because rather than having the Titanfall VPK and Legion to extract, data, we used Unreal Engine to leak stuff. So it was a lot more difficult. Models couldn't be posed or anything with Valorant until like we were able to convert them to a different model type, and texturing them was much more difficult.
Okay, yeah. For the Christmas event, I wanted to go back to that real quick. Do you see the one of my favorite LTMs of all time? Do you see the Christmas LTM making a return?
Oh, it is. Yeah, it is. It's
Awesome.
100% returning.
I'm so happy.
You can actually if you look at Tobias's Twitter sometime in the coming days, he actually has gameplay of the season 7 version of it out right now because he was able to make an admin build and play through it.
Oh my God, I'm gonna have to check that out. Did they change anything? Are there any rule changes? Anything different?
I believe there are a couple rule changes. Mainly, there's like another station that the train stops at. But
Okay.
as for the rest of it, it seems about the same.
Okay, cool. Awesome. All right, man. Did you said you wanted to plug 2 artists that you really were interested in?
Yes, the 2 upcoming content creators. One of them I edit for, which is Quit My Day Job. He is a Apex content creator. He's part of Horizon, and I just want him to see him succeed so much. And the other one is my girlfriend, Sweet Shields on Twitter, which has an underscore between Shields and one at the end as well. She really wants to create content and do well, and honestly, I'm here for it. I don't like getting the fame and the spotlight, and honestly, I never expected myself to blow up, so I want to use my platform to help other people.
Yeah, for sure, and that's honorable right there. All right, well, someone who leaks, go follow him on Twitter, guys. He's going to be helping us out. Hey, SWL, anytime you want to be back on this podcast, you let me know. Anytime you want to be back, you're in. You're in.
All right, and if you ever need me, you can invite me.
Yep, for sure. Thank you so much for this interview. You've given us a lot of cool information. Thank you so much.
No problem, man. Have a good day.
Hey, you too. All right. Big thanks. Big shout out to SWL, someone who leaks. He's definitely going to be a guy who comes back on the show a few more times. And he was really cool to talk to. Talked to him a little bit before and after the show. Just a good guy all the way around. Can't wait to have him be a part of the show going forward. Anytime he wants to come on, he's welcome on.
Without a doubt. Anytime he wants to come on, we are more than happy to have him. And I love the vibe that he carries, the persona that he has. It just seems so like a relaxed, like a normal guy would be.
Yeah, and he has the sickest profile photo too. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
I haven't seen
I
that.
haven't
What is
seen
that?
it, but
What
is
is
it
it?
dope?
It's just black and white. It looks just badass. It's sick.
Oh, that's nice.
All right. So at the end of that interview, though, we talked a little bit about the Holo-Day Bash event because we knew it was coming. And we've talked about this before, all three of us, that our favorite LTM had to have been Holo-Day Bash. When that LTM came out last season, we were up for hours playing that. And him confirming it was once again today confirmed by Apex Legends. So the Holo-Day Bash is returning here for 2020. There's going to be a little bit more changes to the event, but not only are we getting the event, we're getting Black Friday sales, we're getting New Year's sales, and we're getting Christmas skins and sales all together. Lots of famous skins are coming back into the mix. So we've got ourselves a lot of content coming our way. How are you boys feeling?
I feel fantastic. I'm so excited for the Holo-Day Bash event. It's going to be so much fun.
Do we have a start date for it yet?
It's going to be starting on December 1st. That's when the update happens.
Okay, excuse me while I take some days off work.
Yeah, exactly. Because this event, this is one of those things where if there ever was a third-party mode that wasn't the BR, it would have to be this one. Because this one is by far, I think, the most fun we've had in any LTM.
This is like a very fast-paced search and destroy. Like, I love it for that reason. It's a fast-paced, high-mobility search and destroy type mode, but you get that quick respawn in it. And I think that this is one of the best LTMs to bring new players into the community because primarily new players come in and they want something that's faster paced than what Apex is. And that's the big thing. This allows for that while giving it creativity and more fun. I love this LTM. It's amazing. The best time I've ever had in Apex is this is right up there with it.
The cool thing about this mode too is you brought up Search and Destroy, Call of Duty. What makes this mode, I think, a little bit different is the consistent changes that are always happening every single day. Every day, the loadouts switch on every character. So different characters are good based on which loadout they have. So that's always changing. So you're never going to see the same people getting used every single time. I also just genuinely believe it makes you a better player with all the different guns that are on the roster, because sometimes you're forced to use them. And then it also makes you good with different attachments and abilities that you maybe wouldn't have known worked for you.
And the other thing about it is it takes the RNG completely out of the game. You have your loadout every day, and all you have to worry about is what comes with your main. And so, like, your main character might have a different loadout each day. Like, one day might have a Havoc turbocharger, then the next day you've got G7 Scout,
Yeah, so let's get into some of the brass tacks of it. There's going to be a month of sales. Now, starting on November 24th, which is today, and I've already checked out the sales, we've got Black Friday sales, including Race Airship Assassin skin, which is making a return, and a lot of the skins from, what was that one event where it was like the Outlands event, and Wraith has, she's got the painted face and stuff like that.
The Wildlands event?
Yeah, the Wildlands event.
I think that's what it was.
Was it the Wildlands, or was it? It was Bloodhounds event.
It's Bloodhounds event. I think it was the Wildlands.
I don't remember the name of it.
Whatever the name, those ones are back, along with Octane has the Joker skin.
Yeah.
So
cool.
that one returns. Then on December 1st through the 10th, you're going to get the chance to get that awesome legendary Revenant skin, which, holy shit, that's one of the sickest skins.
It's fucking dope.
So then after the Revenant skin, you're going to get a chance to get that Loba skin that everybody fucking hates, which is hilarious because it is kind of shitty. It's kind of shitty.
It's not
bland.
good, man.
It's bland. It looks weird. Her face looks weird. Like, her face just looks weird.
Yeah. And the crown is kind of half-assed, honestly.
After that, you're going to be able to go ahead and get that Gibraltar gigantic teddy bear skin, which Brian rocked for like 6 months after Christmas, and it was just hilarious because
Dude, it was
it's
one
a
of the
fucking
best
sick-
skins.
I would get downed, and anytime I get downed, I get frustrated. But I would get downed and just see Brian running at me as a giant teddy bear was just the funniest shit, and I would always crack a smile when I'd see that. Then after that, you're going to get the opportunity to go ahead and get the Reindeer Octane skin, which top notch.
That's one of his best.
It's got the fucking googly eyes.
Top notch skin. Then you're going to get a recolor of the Bloodhound skin from his Wildlands event. And then finally, you're going to get a chance to get the Voidwalker recolor, which is fucking badass. Awesome skin. So all those sales are coming our way. Save your money up. Get yourself your skin that you've been waiting to get, because it's going to be a whole year before you can get these again. So some of the changes to the mode itself. There's one more stop on the train station. It's at Derailment. They also are having loot ships hovering above the area. So when you spawn, say your team doesn't win the round, you will spawn up on those ships and come back down, and the winning team will be staying on the train. So a little bit of changes here. They wanted to mix some things up. I think this is good. Low key, another part that a lot of people aren't thinking about, when this had come out, there was a lot of characters that were not in the game yet. That includes Revenant, Loba, a lot of those characters. So that's going to change a lot. And
Dude.
Revenant could be really strong in this mode with the silence.
Definitely.
Revenant could be nasty with silence. It's Death Totem. If you let him win that fight and he gets Death Totem, that could be scary.
Yeah, and I also think Horizon's ult could definitely be a good one, because you're all trying to get on the fucking train.
Yeah.
I think at the time, the last time we had this event, Crypto was the most recent character. to
Long
come
time
in.
ago.
That was quite some time.
If they came out with a competitive mode for this, I think we'd shit
See,
on
this is a mode where they could come out with
This
a
is-
competitive version of it.
And I actually would be 100% okay with it. I don't think I would have a single issue with this mode becoming a competitive version of the game.
I just don't know if it fits without the Christmas style, and that's the one detraction I have from having it in all the time. It's like something to look forward to, like during the holidays. Like, it's something to look forward to. So if they made it a competitive mode, yeah, I'd be excited, but I'd want to look forward to something for Christmas. So that'll just about wrap it up for our topic of discussion. Once again, thank you to SWL. Now, here's what we will be looking for, and hopefully he's down to come back. when the patch drops on December 1st, we're going to be getting a lot more information, a lot of things coming up in the future. Maybe we can figure out what he was talking about when he said Olympus fish. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But thank you to SWL, someone who leaks. Follow him on Twitter at SWL. Let's hit a quick ad, and then we will get into the gambling segment of the show. All right, let's get into the gambling segment of the show. A lot of bad stats on at this table this week.
You know who's the worst was?
Probably me.
Yours.
It was yours.
Yes,
It was yours.
It was a tough week.
Well,
I want you to know that you did worse than Brian's worst weeks ever.
Yes, but I will point two things out. Number one, he's never played in Platinum.
yes, I have. Not on the show.
Not
Not on the show.
Not on the show, but technically he has played.
I've been plat before.
He has been Plat before, but not on the show. And then I was also playing Crypto for my games, which was fun. I liked playing Crypto. Crypto was fun. He's a character that I thought would be a better character for playing solo. And in some cases he was, but in a lot of cases you just have teammates who are just unwilling to push on the ult, and that got me in trouble a few times. So I don't know if I'm going to continue the Crypto experiment. I kind of want to because it was fun to play him. So I'll text you guys whether I'm going to stick with the Crypto experiment or not.
I think you should stick with it. I think you can still make Crypto very viable in a solo. It's just you have to be in position to make the push happen yourself.
Yeah, and that's what I'm going to be working on because it wasn't all teammates. Some of it was me, but I did get a lot of assists. Along with I had few kills, but I had a lot of assists to go with the kills, so I was putting shit out there.
You did lead the pack this week in assists. That is one thing I will say is your assists skyrocketed from playing Crypto because you get the assist based off the scan, and on top of that, you get assist based off that ult.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Crypto too that I'm used to with Lifeline is because they really don't have movement. And, Lifeline doesn't have that ability to hand out assists unless she's putting shots downfield. With Crypto, I was getting people with the ult, and I would come in a little late to finish things up, but they had mostly downed people, or I had helped them down somebody. So that's where Crypto helps out. And if I continue this Crypto experiment, my assist could be a bet in the future that you might want to take a look at.
Yeah.
I already was looking at your
I already
assists.
took a look at it this week, to tell you the truth.
I'm more excited for when the three of us get to play with Crypto because we got Kyle, who's a Rev main. I tweeted earlier this week saying I think that Kyle playing Revenant and Wyatt on Crypto could be something incredibly sneaky.
You know what? You guys have talked me into it. I'm going to continue the Crypto experiment. I'm going to keep it going. I want to get better with him. I think I can. He feels a lot like Lifeline to me. So I'm going to continue with that Crypto experiment. If you took any bets on my assists this week, I'll let you change it right now if you guys haven't taken any bets on assists.
I have a question.
Yes.
When you say you're going to continue the Crypto experiment, are you actually going to continue it for the full 16 games, or is this going to be a 4-game rage and then switch back?
No,
to
I
Lifeline?
raged a lot, but I stuck with it. I
Well,
raged a lot. I stuck with it.
Excuse me while I change a bet on you.
Okay, go ahead. I wanted to take a look at the bones this week. Last week, Brian had 400. I had 10, 250 for Kyle, 35 for Troy. This week, Troy has jumped up to a massive 103 from 35. Kyle's dropped a massive 120. He's at 130 right now.
Shit.
I went up 4, so big money over here. And Brian lost 100. So you guys, Troy's on your tail right now.
I'm
You
at
gotta be careful.
300. He's at 103.
But you know what Troy does. And
he
you
bets
know
big on one bet. He's going to bet under on our maxes again like he did last week. And he's going to bet over, which he barely hit that over and lucked out.
But what I'm saying is you got to be careful of that because he's on your tail.
Listen, Troy can do what he
He's
wants.
gonna bomb.
Troy's going to do what he wants. That's fine. I'm still going to crack 1,000 this week.
Brian, you might be okay. Kyle, you're the one in trouble here because you went from 250 to 130. He's only 27 behind you.
I'm fine. I could still beat him.
You're not fine. I saw your stats. You're not fine. You barely cracked 1,000 this week.
I did play like shit, but my bets are going to be just fine.
Confidence level right now.
Like a 7.
A 7.
That's
70%.
really low.
It's a C. That's a C.
Well, listen. I don't have the greatest confidence at the moment, but I'm working at it.
So when you say I'll be fine, you're just kind of covering it up?
Yeah, pretty much.
So I'm not at full power. I'm not a 10, but like I'm at a 7, which isn't like a 2, but you know.
I'm more worried than I was before you started talking.
Listen, the most dangerous time to be betting is when you're like, man, I think I'm okay. Like it's all right, I guess. Like you're second guessing everything you should do, which is going to make you do the bad choice. If you know you're bad, you just do the exact opposite of what you do.
Yeah.
If you know you're good, you do what you're supposed to do. You're at that point, man. I think I'm good. I'm not sure. Now I'm second guessing every
You're
single
stuck
one.
in the middle.
And
I
this is
am
where
in the middle.
You're stuck in the middle. So you don't know whether to do against what you normally do or to do what you normally do.
Well, mix that in with his most consistent bet being on his own third quarter has been absolutely fucking him lately. Do you want to go over
Last
that,
2
Kyle?
weeks, you haven't hit it.
Not even the max, but the average.
I don't know, man.
Especially during this gift of the Allfather portion now, this is going to be tough. Like, I'm still trying to get used to Brian actually killing people. It's tough. It's like
It's weird.
it's like when you look at the Detroit Lions, like back when they were I won't say the Detroit Lions. Let me think of it this way. Who's good right now?
The Panthers.
The Dolphins. The Dolphins are decent right now,
the
right? You look at the Dolphins, you're like, oh, they're going to shit the bed, but like they're actually decent. It's hard for you to get out of that Dolphins of old mindset because it's like they've sucked for the better part of like 20 years. So it's hard to like look at Brian and be like, oh, he's going to get kills. Brian's on a high right now. He's getting kills. It's up.
He's clapping.
Listen, not only am I tearing people apart, but Kyle will vouch for me. I am clutching out kills.
He actually has clutch, which Brian has not
He's
had
never
before.
had it. He's getting good now. But I keep looking at him when we would need him to clutch up where there was a dude one shot and he would just
Shoot a silhouette.
He would shoot a silhouette around the guy. And I got to get out of that mindset.
You got to respect the grind. You
that's
got to
what it
respect
is.
the grind.
And Kyle, you can vouch for this too. Whenever Brian grinds, he's
get-
good. Who wants to get into their card first? Actually, before we get into their card, let me read the lines this week. So I set the lines this week, and I wanted a full-blown overs week. I wanted overs. So, starting with me, total kills is the lowest it's ever been at 20. Halves at 10, quarters at 5, average damage 500, max damage 1,100. Low number, but I know I don't normally hit maxes. We also have assists. I am plus or minus 8, and especially with the crypto experiment, halves are at 4, quarters are at 2. Now, because we play ranked, we can now record assists. So now we're going to bet on assists. Why not? Might as well do it. Moving on to Brian. Kills at 20, just like me. Halves 10, quarters 5, average damage 400. I made that really low because I'm like begging people to take this average damage. Take it. Especially if Troy's on the rise right now. You guys are going to start hitting some bets real soon. So the overs week is here to bail you guys out. Max for Brian 1,100. Assists plus or minus 7.5. Halves at 3.5. Quarters at 1.5. For Kyle, kills 22. I was going to set it at 20 as well for the overs week, but Kyle usually balls out on kills. I also wanted Kyle's quarters to be a little bit higher to make it a tad more difficult to bet on. Halves are at 11, quarters at 5.5. Average damage is 500. Max is 1,300. His assists are plus or minus 6.5. His halves are at 3. Quarters are at 1. And I'm going to tell you right now, I have a lot of bets on Kyle's assists this week. I went in.
You have a lot of bets on everything, and I'm looking at this card going, why the hell do you have so many bets? I have to calculate all of this shit.
Well, Brian, let's take a trip down memory lane. Kyle, you want to hop in and join me on this trip down memory lane?
Yeah, let's
go to the
back.
first week of the show. I was like, all right, guys, we're going to do this betting thing. And Brian wrote a list. You see those GIFs wherever somebody's like, they're about to do their thanks, and it just falls to the ground and rolls out like a really long way.
Yeah, like just the longest scroll ever.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you go back on the Grab My Banner Twitter, you'll find that graphic, and the writing is so small because he bet so many times. And, I'm kind of getting payback for that. You also went 9-27 that season. That was your record.
Most of those bets happened that week.
All right, let me get into my card. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bets this week.
Holy fuck.
I've got 10 bets, and all of them are that sweet, sweet over. Let me start with Brian. I'm going 1 bone over on Brian's third quarter average damage at 400. I'm going 2 bones over on Brian's total average damage at 400. I'm going 1 bone over on Kyle's third quarter kills. That's at 5. I'm going 2 bones over on Kyle's max damage. That's 1,300. I'm going 1 bone over on Brian's total kills. That's at 20. Easy. I'm going 2 bones over Kyle's total kills. That's at 22. I'm going 1 bone over on myself. Second quarter average damage at 500. I'm going 1 bone over on Kyle. Third quarter assists at 1. I'm going 1 bone over on Kyle. Fourth quarter assists at 1. I'm going 2 bones over on Kyle's second quarter assists at 1. And that rounds out my card.
Holy shit, that was a mouthful.
Let's fucking go. I'm so pumped. It's the overs week. Overs week, baby. Kyle, you're up next.
In the way of the overs week, I've got 4 bets, a lot less of a mouthful, and they're all overs. I've got, which one's the gift of the Allfather bet?
Oh, shit, I didn't even do my gift to the Allfather bet. My gift to the Allfather bet is my last bet, second quarter over on Kyle's second quarter assists at 1.
All right, for my bets, I've got my first bet, I've got 10 bones over on Brian's total kills at 20. I got 20 bones over at Wyatt's first half assists with 4.
Decent. That's
I've got 20 bones over on Brian's fourth quarter average damage, which is 400. And he hit it pretty good last week. And then as for my gift of the Allfather bet, if you can't bet on yourself, who you going to bet on?
Yes.
It's your boy. I'm betting over 80 bones on me in my third quarter average damage.
Holy fuck.
Didn't you fucking whiff that same bet last week
But
for
it's
100
500 damage this week.
Bro, you hit like fucking 300 last week.
That doesn't matter. I'm talking about this week, baby.
Okay, so Troy wants me to call him. So can I call Troy and get his card out there?
Yeah, he can go before me. That's fine.
Okay, so Troy's got some homework he's got to take care of. No worries there. I'm going to call Troy. We're going to get his card.
Hello.
What's up, dude?
What up, Doug?
All right, man. So we just got through most of the cards here. We got to get through your card. Give us a little bit of explanation about what's going on and what you're taking this week.
Dude, I need you to give me some explanation as to what's going on. Okay, what happened with this week, bro? This is another fucking poor performance for the BAB.
Yeah, it was a tough week. I decided to play crypto, and I'm going to continue the crypto experiment. So I'm going to let you change your bets if you need to change any bets, but I'm continuing with the crypto experiment. What he does for me is get me a lot more assists, but because I'm in the drone a lot, I'm not getting the same amount of output on kills. So I'd be careful on any of my kill lines. I'd be careful on those.
I think I actually just threw up in my mouth. Your performance is pushing me to bet more on Brian, which is akin to saying you're making me suicidal.
Can I say sorry?
No.
Yeah, I appreciate the apology, but I really just need you to change your ways.
I'll try my best.
The apology isn't enough.
I'll put some time. Here's what I'll do. I'll put some time in the lab. I'll figure out crypto the best that I can. Troy, I wanted to, before you get into your card, I wanted to get a statement because, I mean, last week you were sitting at 30. Now you're at 103, and you're only 27 behind Kyle. And Brian also lost 100, but he's just still a little far out there. But at least Kyle's in range here. Everything that you had predicted, it's starting to come true. How do you keep this momentum going forward?
Listen, I think everybody that's been listening to this show for more than a few episodes, if you've tuned in season 1 of our show, in season 2 of our show, you know, you already know that I'm the 2-time. I am the one who always seems, I'm the creme de la creme, and I'm not super sure how that process works, but I'm pretty sure the good cream rises to the top.
I've heard that.
That's me. Yeah, that's me. And really, it's like, why do sloths come down once a week onto the forest floor? Nobody knows. We haven't been able to figure it out, but they do it because it's a part of their nature, even though it makes them very vulnerable because they can't get away from predators. That's me rising to the top. I don't exactly know how I do it. I don't exactly know what it is that makes me do it. But I know that even if I didn't want to, I still would. So that's my statement.
I also know that sloths, sometimes they have really high suicide rates, and it's not on purpose. They try to grab a branch, and they accidentally grab their own arm. Yep, it's their own arm, and they fall to the ground, which is, I think, what happened to Kyle and Brian this week. I would just like to point out we were the only 2 positive bones this week. I had a good amount, and you had a good
+4?
Yeah, +4. Well,
hey, that's 40%.
That's 40% raise there, Kyle, so I'd watch it. All right, well, let's get into your card. I want you to explain your bets, too. This was obviously, I set this up as the overs week. There has not been an under on the board yet. I made 10 bets, all overs. Give me your card.
All right, so I pretty much already described my card, and that's that I have to bet on Brian now. So I'm going to start with my All-Father bet. Brian's been outperforming both of you consistently. I can't make any more excuses for you guys. You know what? I love to shoot a shot in Brian's direction, but Brian's really been taking initiative. But I'm putting my All-Father bet on Brian's first quarter kills. That's what I'm putting it. And I'm putting 99 of my 103 bones on that bet.
Okay.
How many kills?
That's at 5. I think 5.5.
And that's an over?
That's an over.
No, that's a 5. It's just 5.
Listen, last week he thrived in the first.
Okay,
And I
past
feel
2
like
weeks.
Brian's starting to get into a new house rhythm. He hasn't been playing in his house for very long. The internet's different. The surroundings are different. The shapes on the wall are different. So I'm going to leave the Brian of the past to the Brian of the past, okay? And I'm going to make sure, I'm going to be 100% confident that Brian is going to continue on this trend that he's on. Because last week, he totally thrived in the first. Okay, I have 2 more bets. One of them is on you. It's an under on your fourth quarter kills for 2 bones. And then I have an over on Kyle's third quarter damage for 1 bone.
All right, so you're done with your card there. Any last things you want to say?
No. I don't know if the people know that I'm not there in person. I had some stuff that I had to take care of, unfortunately, so I'm only with the rest of the boys in spirit and voice alone. But I am doing some work that's important, and I will be on the sticks starting next week. So I'm very, very excited about that.
All right, man. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, brother. I'll see you soon.
Okay, so that was Troy's card. Last card on the deck, Brian.
I bet big this week. Like I said, I'm trying to hit 1K by the end of this.
Okay.
And I'm going to hit 1K by the end of this. So I'm going to start out at the bottom. And by I mean the bottom of the stats tier of last week with Wyatt.
Yes.
Shit.
Let's see. We are now betting on assist. Wyatt's assist line is at 4. He's playing crypto this week.
For halves.
It's 4 for halves. How many is it for quarters?
2.
2.
It's 2 for oh, my bet got even better.
Dude, that's a safe bet.
So he's playing crypto. If you guys don't realize, crypto scan and ultimate both help provide assists for him. He can literally not even be in a fight and get assists. He just needs a couple decent teammates.
Definitely.
In the third quarter for me to win on my 50 bone bet over Wyatt. Third quarter assist of 2.
Easy.
Kyle, I got a couple bets on you, and they're overs.
That's unfortunate.
But I've learned to not bet over in your third quarter anymore.
Yeah, don't put
I've
that
learned
stress
that.
on me.
It's not happening. It's not happening. Listen, I know better. I know you put enough pressure on yourself in the third quarter to where you will fail. So I'm not going to do it.
Hop off that train.
I'm hopping off. I have 50 bones over on Kyle's second quarter assist of fucking 1. What is that? 1 assist in the second, Kyle.
It's overs
listen,
week.
Listen,
It's overs week, baby.
I understand that assists seem to be very volatile, and the fact that they're very dependent on your teammates being good. And we've all complained about teammates when we're playing our games and how stressful that is. You have all you have to do is set one teammate up for an assist, and I win 50 fucking bones from it. Just do that in your best quarter. That's it.
Watch this hot drop every time.
Well, here's the thing.
That still might
Teammates,
get you assists.
You can do as much as you want to get an assist, and your teammate can still fuck it.
Oh, 100%. Yes.
Yeah.
They
But
totally
he
botch
just
it
needs
for you.
1 in 4 fucking games.
No, I'm with you, Brian.
So,
I've made 3 bets on
with-
Kyle's assists.
With that mindset of betting on his assist in quarters and betting not on his third quarter, Kyle, I got another 50 bones on his fourth quarter over for assist at 1. Easy money. I think I got 3 bets right
It's a
there.
fucking layup.
Easy money. The 150 bones I have remaining. If you can't bet on yourself, who you gonna bet on?
shut
Oh,
150 bones over on my max of what is it? 1100? What
Brian.
the hell is that?
Brian, listen. I'm not going to say that it's a terrible bet, but when you're making a gift of the All-Father bet for 150 bones and there's a layup. Kyle's any quarter assists, it's a layup, and you're going to try to shoot a half-court 3?
I would not be myself
I don't
if
think
I
that's a
didn't put
half-court
it
thing.
150 bones on myself.
It's not a layup.
It's
It
not
is.
a layup.
Dude,
It's a 3-point
1100 damage. I don't think I've gotten less than 1100 this entire time we've ever played.
I'm not saying you can't hit it. What I'm saying is, and it's an easier bet to make, but you have layups on the board.
This is a layup on the board.
You're shooting a 3 for no reason.
This is not a 3.
This is a 3.
This is not
a
a 3.
3.
How is this a 3?
It's a max.
Because it's a
Bro.
max. Any max you bet on, there's a lot of risk with the max.
Dude, it's a max in total, not in a quarter. It's just if I hit the max.
Okay, even still,
It's got 16 games to hit 1,100. I could see how this plays.
it's not. I'm not saying you won't hit it. I'm just saying it's not a layup. There's layups on this board. Are there layups on this board?
There's a lot of.
There's a lot of layups.
When I win a total of 450 bones next week, on top of the 300 I already have, y'all gonna be eating your words.
I'm saying you can hit it, and I'm not saying at the beginning I said it's not a bad bet, but what I'm saying is
You think there's better bets on the table?
there's just layups.
You think there are better bets on the table than me betting on myself?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Troy doesn't think so, but I
Listen,
think so.
that's just it's just risky.
The only bet that I would take higher than this one is whether or not Loba has plastic.
Oh my god, dude! Don't. Why do you got to
I'm gonna
bring?
choke you
Why
to
do you
death
have
after the
to?
show.
Why do you have to bring sad things into this?
Don't be making me sad.
Don't be making me sad. I'm just saying there's layups here. Like, you look at this board right here. Look at any of these. Even if you want to bet on yourself, why wouldn't you do it on your average damage at 400?
It's 400.
It's 400. That's a layup.
That is a layup.
All right. That's his gift to the All-Father bet.
You want me to change my bet to my fucking average?
No, you already locked it in.
You already
want me to
locked it
change-
in.
locked it
Nope,
in.
You're keeping it.
Either way, I don't hate the bet. Like, if I had money, I think I do have money on it. I think I have a bet on that. On your max, I have one on there. But all I'm saying is, there's just more risk involved with this.
There's easier bets.
There's easier bets, but it's a fine bet.
It's still a good bet.
It's a good bet.
It's overs week.
It's overs
I
week.
don't think there was a single under.
Overs week.
Yeah, there was
Overs
unders.
week. All right, so that'll just about wrap it up for the gambling segment and just about wrap it up for the show. Don't forget to check out the boxing tournament this weekend. We're going to be making the bracket right after this show is done being recorded. Big shout out to @SomeoneWhoLeaks, SWL. Thank you for coming on the show. He's going to hopefully we can have him on a few more times and get some information for the future, but even if he doesn't, thank you for coming onto the show. We appreciate all the information that you gave us in the future of Apex Legends. If you're not following @SomeoneWhoLeaks, go follow him on Twitter right now. He's got the information. He's got a community out there. He wants everybody to know what's going on with the game. He said it in the interview. So go ahead and follow him. Big shout out to him. Thank you for joining the show. Big shout out to our champion, Jimmy Creepers, the Grim Reaper. Great job out there. He's going to be in the tournament this weekend. You can try to come at the throne. Check that out. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok @GrabMyBannerPod or podcast. And if you need the Discord link, don't be afraid to DM us. Give you that Discord link. You'll be in there. You can start getting ready to box. Without further ado, that'll just about wrap up the show. Thank you guys for listening to another episode of the Grab My Banner podcast. We'll see you guys next week.